Alright, what up? It's another day. Let's go ahead and fucking work out here. Get it done. If you have a long work day today, it's my favorite day to work. A lot of work. So whatever. And yeah, I actually like to over here is better. The way I can get it on a flat, even cute surface, level off. But yeah, experiencing thoughts of feel badness for what I'm doing with it. Yeah. No, that's a no. So that means that it is somewhere out there somebody's messing with my thoughts. I know that sounds, you know, I mean, unbelievable, but like I said, I know that I'm fine. Like that there. Let me say that again. I know that I'm fine. So I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm sober. I'm sober. I mean, like that's life. That is life, and you know. So moving on with the day. Moving on with the day. The day shall go as regular as every Friday goes. Get this workout done, and then head to the park and then to work. It is 5:30 a.m. and yeah, that's about it. It's negative energy surrounding, but I'm good, so it's good. So you can probably see something back there, whatever the computer games are putting back there. I call it they're jealous as fuck and in trouble. So laws don't matter. Okay, then that's why it matters. Shit. Alrighty. God's on top of things. He knows everything. fruit. You was jealous of me. Why? What am I allowed to do? Because I know what I'm doing. So what I need to do. So I know what should be done. Do you know what you're supposed to be doing? yesterday. Hey. pounds. I'm no fighter, a pet store employee, animal store employee. No thanks on any fighting and stuff. It's illegal. I don't have a death wish. Nope. But it's just, it is kind of cool that like the body does snap, you know, if you put effort into it physically. I'm sure back in the first 1,000 years they figured that out. I've always been a fan of history told and shared. Greece is when planet Earth really got, whatever planet this is, really got themselves into themselves and started writing down things that were important events. And as they did not have mobility accessible to every farm child, horses were probably still expensive back then, and not by the multitudes that they are as we can breed them and sell them for even more expensive prices. People didn't have just horses, you got to take care of them. So they were walking, they were doing exercises, and they were probably super people. And those of them who were fighters actually were just probably devastating back then. I don't know, I'm about to try to check outside. Still before the 6th morning hour. So yeah, it is cool that you can look at your body and all of those tales and all of those movie ideas came from a real place, documented in history, and I am living proof that if you do work out enough, you will become like a more agile looks like what I'm capable of doing, I'd rather be in jail, to be honest. So, uh, anyways, just so you know, I don't like violence and it's a bit much. And also, those federal, I think. You don't want to know the rest of my story? Let's move on. Yeah, no, it's good science just to know that if you, I mean, those ideas came from somewhere. Those physical ninjas and stuff in movies and how they're able to do such agility and kicks and stuff. It's because their body is toned all the way down to their toes, their toenails. They have so much control over their body. So I got like super haters now. That's kind of cool too, because you hear all about it on social media. Never even considered that that was what was going on in my life until social media came around and I became alone in life. Now I know this whole time I've been getting hated on. I'm just trying to loosen up my lowest part of my back. A lot of things I don't always do, but then when I think about them, it's nice. It's nice and refreshing to go ahead and run through them. So I mean, this is me telling myself to stop thinking that it was ever you, because it wasn't. Um, it is unfortunate that the world can't seem to be able to blame themselves, because that's what I've done living my life. I got in trouble. I had to blame myself because I was the one in a troubled place where I was not being let out of, like detention in school, because I did something and I had to show up there. Um, I don't understand how people can understand their own name, but not understand where they need that name to show up at. If that's a nice and polite way, or it sounds like it's not polite to say it that way, but that's real life. That's what helps you grow. That's what you're looking at in Rico the One Dufault, a person that was blaming himself to the point where I didn't know what I was actually to blame for. So, but here I am. Right on. Yeah. I say I'm a wolf. I do mean that because it was just, I mean, I don't have any proof, but I've had weird dreams. I've had weird just visuals from the first person perspective. That's from your eyesight, right? And also just what I've seen with my eyes in life. So where I was saying that for, hmm. Just to crack a joke, like a broken back feels like with the nerves rubbing up against the protruding area that's damaged. Though I do believe it's fully repaired, although it's still not connected in just a pinch spot, but uh, the or it may be mended, but there's still dents in it where the nerve can get stuck in and pinched, and that feels like I got fleas. You know what I mean? It's a joke, it's a metaphor, but that's what I'm turning around like this in case there is a miniature person or someone, a hater, biting on my back. Because I'm a, and then I always say that I'm a wolf. I just think it's funny. There's my fleas back here chewing on my nerve. That's how life has gotten for me. Like I'm just like I'm grabbing all of those little things because I think they're funny. They're called something, but I just think it's funny. What is it? No one's in here with me, by the way. I do have a picture of Chico, because I do think that I'm Goku Jr. Chico. If you've seen this picture, it reminds me of me in middle school when Chico walks up and taps Goku Jr. on the shoulder, and so Chico would be Angelus Gardini, and obviously I would be Rico Luan Default, which is who I am. And I've always loved Dragon Ball. What if they did that for us? Dare I say for me, since I'm alone, I'm okay. Just trust in life, you guys. I don't know what to say. Yeah. And I just can't wait. I mean, it's promising. When I first broke my back, it was the worst. I thought it was over, but I kept working it out. I kept going. I didn't take much time off. Maybe a week at one point. I showed up the next day. Is what I do know. I just kept going. I pushed through the workout. When I broke it, kept going. I don't recommend it, but obviously I'm still fine. But it is damaged, but I think it will heal completely because it doesn't feel anything like what it felt like. I am being cautious with my movement of it, but also I believe in God, and I do believe that Zeus told me that my back won't break again. And then that's also another metaphor for look at where you're at. You got the fuck out of that situation. We've all heard that, people complaining to each other. I'm not bending over backwards for you ever again or whatever. So imagine God is telling you, don't worry, Rico, that's it. You know what I mean? So I'm taking a hold of those things and trusting and having faith. So I do kind of throw it around, and I even told a passage to the woman that I think I'll be marrying that would you still be with me if I crippled myself doing this? And she nods her head, yes. So I'm pushing through, pressing forward. Pretty sure it's just all in my head. Slowly but surely, I've got more confident with it. It is hideous, but I know. So I'm just giving you guys something there. I do believe you can see something on me. That's kind of cool. In real life, my mind's like, oh, something's up. More than just a damaged part of the body. It's a thing of some sort. An obsession with the eye. So, as I believe in God, already read the Bible today. That's a monkey on my back that obviously can't stay latched all the time. So, onward and onward. The envious one's like, it's trippy, huh? So, be smart even with all of this cool stuff like these and what you look like, looking more and more like a ninja. Be smart. Just know that those guys are just like gangsters, and what they represent by looking at them is they can fight. Be smart. If you're gonna let something like this hang around you, be smart enough to untangle that as often as possible, so that you know that you're letting the world know you're not one of them. You're not a fighter. You're just a person who decided to work out. You didn't know it'd make you look so cool. And they look cool, but like I said, they're dangerous people, right? I'm not one of them, you know? And then I twisted this up and it looks even more awesome. And whatever that can mean, you know, it just looks more and more like a ninja, like I'm heading down that path. I am not. I'm a very religious person. I've always been. I think that's been most of the problem with me around others, is that I never thought I was God or anything better than somebody. But I think the fact that I am religious and I was around those people who had all that stuff that they were thinking, they eventually thought that Rico is better than us because he's not. So this looks cool, but if ever, you know, it looks too cool, I don't want to get in a fight over it. So, you know, I'll just do that. Or you tie it up, you know? But I don't need to because I know that I'm not a fighter. I know that I'm scared of other people. So, I mean, I have my shirt off, but you get the idea. I was going to lay down, wait a few seconds. I leave my door unlatched. The woman and a lot of people told me keep it latched for their safety, I guess. Not for the women and other people told me, but the idiots who have been trying to kill people. So I did that mainly for my own future and my woman. I don't know what else to say. I make good decisions. Good luck, you guys. Try to get out of that stuff. I don't think that there's a way out. It sounds like the psychological work is stapled or nailed, stuck by God Almighty. But then what are we talking about? Isn't God the God of forgiveness? Do you not know words? Do you know the word forgiveness? Listen, I obtained the me because nobody else wanted me. So I took him away. Here he is now. And he's continued to progress. And as you guys try to stay stuck to the old wolf, you're having a hard time staying latched on. So as I was already building up the most momentum, I cannot stop or slow myself from failure. So words like I said, good luck. God is good. You need to go and figure yourselves out. Maybe that's what's actually happening. And you guys are afraid to say that that's what's actually happening. So I'll just tell myself that that's success. Some people are succeeding, but they've been messed up so bad that they've turned it around. But again, it's not my concern. I'm concerned with being in a hotel room and getting out of a hotel room into a safer hotel room called a self paid for a home, or my wife's home, or future wife, and middle school girlfriend right there. So yeah. criminal. All I know is that the idea of being a criminal disgusted me. All I know is that I am one, meaning solo. I am alone, and as I've lived alone, I've made the choices that have kept me alone, but probably for temporary and safety reasons. You guys can keep coming and finding me and trying to blame me, whatever it is you like to do or have done, but I'm not you, and that makes me certainly not to blame. So trying to find me or anybody to try to put the blame on for the stuff that you said you'd like to do and that you enjoyed, it just doesn't work. We are not you. We are all individually named. My name is Rico the One Default. 2313-59972. 302-370. That's what my number was in jail for 30 days for a DUI. Look at me. The point is, I'm aware of the you who tried to stop a kid who got adopted by any means necessary, even before then. Yes or no? So, the fact that I'm putting this on camera and you're sitting there not trying to make me guilty when I'm not, right? I am guilty? Yes or no? No. So you and all of you who keep coming around saying that I am because you don't want that, right? Right. What you want doesn't matter. So next, sheesh. And it sucks. And it's sad. But I gotta remain aware of that. Eight. So and don't fall for the deliverance that you are God, that you are a king, that you are a queen, that you are a goddess. No, that's something that needs to be spoken about safely. But keep in mind reality. We are human beings. That's what I was taught in school. We're human beings. I'm breathing all hard. Eventually, one day I will stop breathing for good. And hopefully, God will be there to say, come on to heaven. Period. That's what I hope. And would like to say that I know, but there's no proof because we are alive. So, if you're playing your fantasy things and your loves, your family, your friendships, just know that you're afraid to die. So, that ought to keep you awake and make you realize that you're not actually God. If you were actually God and you're afraid of death, what the fuck does that mean? You're afraid of my death, which you are not, right? I know you're not. Whoever. Shit. That's how you just gotta always know that you're not a fucking a god or anything. You're just a person. Because you're afraid of things, period. God will be afraid of our deaths, not his own. Like, for fuck's sake. And as for a king and queen and stuff like that, you gotta get documented. You gotta have somebody know that about you. You know, they don't like you would be there already, right? You'd be with the crown on your head. You wouldn't, you know. And I'm talking about me, especially right now. I wouldn't be in a hotel room. I wouldn't be walking through life alone. You know, we've seen great movies and stuff. The Princess or something. I don't know. Disney movies. The princess is found Anne Hathaway, you know, and she's taken to her land where she's a long lost princess or something. In real life, that hasn't happened for many people because they wouldn't be lost. Like, they know where they are. This is the modern age, the 2000s. So, all my advice I can give is if you've been doing good, continue to do well. Don't give up. Especially if close people to you say that you aren't doing good. That you quit doing things that did not help you do good in life. You quit doing things and you started working. That's a huge thing. Working is hard to do, but only in the beginning. Once you set it in your mind that I must work, there's no going back from that. You're going to be getting older. You need to have a job. Unless you're rich and you're sane. A lot of rich people get bored and they lose their minds. Because there's nothing to do in a hotel room 365 days in a row. So it's facts. You will lose your mind. It's called cabin fever as a joke, but it's called psychotic and psychosis and insanity because you're standing around in your own filth full time. You don't want to go outside because you got it all. You need to be outside often. You need to be with other people. A job does that for you. It puts you out in public. It puts you around other. I don't need any of you. Period. So get all quiet all you want. Apologize. Anyways, it makes you. It puts you where you don't want to be. Right. It puts you in a place where you would rather be somewhere else, like at home, playing video games, smoking weed. That's what I'd rather have been doing, or so I thought when I started to work, and I realized it's kind of like fun and enjoyable. I decided that fix it in my mind that figure out this is what people have been doing, which I did, and now I love it. So I'm just hoping to move up. Anyways, I'm just hoping to move up. I've been getting cheated, so besides that, I have the best job I've ever had. I have a job that I love compared to any other job. Is why I chose this one. Not even caring about the money that I'm making, uh, but it's just about the field. It's lifey to me. And there's many jobs. People work at this hotel. They love working in hotels. It's life to them. It's life to us. And that's all I'm trying to say. When you start working and that clicks in your head that this is real life, this is my life, you won. So be patient there. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just being patient. I'm not trying to go out and get everything. I know it's going to come to me. So I'm just chilling. But be aware of the warning signs. If you're doing well and people are saying you're not, you got to get away from them. And that's the bottom line. They're trying to kill you. Or maybe I'm just a slave. Maybe the world selected one of us in life to be sacrificed. Maybe the world thinks that they can sacrifice me. We shall see how that goes. So far, my head is telling me they're in the biggest amount of trouble in existence, in all that there is or ever will be. They should be able to remember me in a modern time where a computer has recorded me say, maybe the world selected Rico DeJuan Dufault to be sacrificed. The point is, I hope not. As I've said, there is a God. I'm not him, and I know none of you idiots are. God doesn't sacrifice. It's in the Bible. You want to sacrifice something? It was animals, but that was only because man was telling them how they did things. I mean, figure it out. He made them eat those animals that they sacrificed. And he called it atonement. Atonement. So even if you break that word up at the sound of your tone, it sounds like you're wanting to tell me, your creator, what to do. So I'll listen. You're all thinking you know everything. And then he said, sure, go ahead and sacrifice that. He's thinking to himself, yeah, well, they've been eating animals. I've been watching them long enough. I know what some of them need to eat and what some of them doesn't need to eat. Sure, you can sacrifice that. Now eat that. I want you to share that with this, and these people, but not with these, and these people. I mean, what more can you say? What more can you say? So if the world tried to sacrifice a person in the 2000s, we was in big trouble. So all of this shit that you see, all of them fucking with me, trying to fix me back, I hope they do a good job. Because I know for a fact, God isn't letting any human beings get sacrificed. Period. So, big trouble. You hear me say boldly, I don't need any of you. I tried to say something encouraging to a kid that's growing up that's gonna have to work one day, and they stared at me through the window in silence, you know, as if I needed them. They misunderstood what I said. I said working is fun, and you're gonna love it when you get there. So, you know, I had to speak it clearly to other adults so they know we are all in this shit solo, and that's why I always like to feel like that, and then they invite you in just like that, and they stare at you, and they need me, and not the other way around. I hope you guys are sober. Organic beings can only use organic drugs. You can't do coke, unfortunately. It's not organic anymore. You can't do meth. You can't do heroin. All that stuff is non-organic now. That's for a computer being or some sort of another sort of an entity, an alien of some sort. It's not for the human beings. It's not for the man. It's not for man. It's not for. Just trying to get my whole being on here so you see that I'm not bullshitting. It's not for man. It's not for woman. It's not for male hermaphrodites. It's not for female hermaphrodites. It's not for vestite, male tops, male vestites. It's not for female vestites. And anything else that isn't described, I would have to say is alien. If you're born without genitalia, wait till you grow up to figure out what you really look like. Don't worry, God's got you. I promise you on that. I just listed the 6 human species that I think exist. Those species are hermaphrodites. Those species of human being are man and woman. Those species of vestites. And then, well, yeah. So there's about the 2s, right? There's a male hermaphrodite, female hermaphrodite, male, man, woman, man. So male, female, and there's a male, female, male, and then there's a female, male, female. And if I forgot anyone, which I don't think that I did, I think that's everyone. There's four. There's four groups that could probably, probably have kids with each other because we're all human beings only. But then there's other human beings who can look like other human beings. I classify them as alien or otherworldly. I don't mean it in a negative way. They gotta know that about me. Wouldn't I be dead? Someone would kill me if I was such a hater that I hate alien or an extraterrestrial or interterrestrial or being who can change their human appearance to another looking human appearance. I don't. I think I actually had sex with one. So don't even don't ever think that I'm a hater. I've had a life. And then also there's a computer being. And beyond that, there's animal beings that I'm pretty sure that I'm seeing around. Bug beings, lizard beings, reptilian beings. Look, these are things that are still hidden from me, but it's been brought to my attention enough for me to share with the world so that you guys don't, go out there and start killing a bunch of stuff. We're not gods. We're all just creations of God, and that means don't kill each other. You eat what you're allowed to eat. What is at your grocery store? What does the FDA say you need? Isn't that the Food Department Association Administration? Food and Drug Administration. Administration means that they administer what we're allowed to use. That's all. You don't go out there and eating each other. You don't eat yourself. You don't eat other people or other beings on two legs or intelligent enough to be able to talk to you and be allowed, as you should, to walk away when the conversation is done. I can't believe I have to say this. I've always known these things. I guess this camera is super important so that people can hear it. Of course, I'm nervous. There's a lot of people messing up my mind and my mouth when I say it because they probably own the world, or at least in their mind they think they run the world. They don't, and that's why I had to say that stuff. So psychotic is what that is, and it sounds like it's my mother. Psychotic, but who knows who that really is? One psychotic. Don't worry about that. They're detained. Again, I have no idea what's really going on if I could say that without a cannibal, saying, you gotta be shitting me, which I think is the funniest shit ever. You gotta be shitting me. Like, I thought about that. That's cannibalism. You gotta be shitting me. Like, come on. That's funny as fuck. It's like, saying that sounds just like words to a kid. So I grew up saying it. But actually thinking about it as I got older, that's scary as fuck. You shouldn't be afraid to live. This is what I'm saying. I was born in poverty, but at least I was born. Okay? What the fuck is it? If a poor kid left alone can figure out life, everybody else should be able to. So I don't wanna hear any shit like people are, better than someone else when you're eating other people. What the fuck? Are you joking? You're not better. You're worse. That's the worst. You know what food you would rather eat? If it isn't McDonald's French fries, then you know what you're supposed to eat. And I'm sure you didn't grow up eating people, period. If you did, you died quickly. Because that's what that should do to you. You can't survive as a cannibal, period. So I don't care what anyone says. I'm sure scientists all know that. I'm sure they stuck someone in a room. People who do their where they found these indigenous people, they had them agree, and then they probably told them that they died shortly after because that's what they thought they were supposed to do. And quickly, they saved the rest of them. And the ones that had to be sacrificed are remembered, or God revived them. Something real like that. But I don't think anyone's better than anybody. I can't wait till this little phase of my life is over. I've been talking like this my whole life, and they said I was crazy. And now all of a sudden,